The Cleveland Cavaliers have become the first team to secure a spot in the playoffs by defeating the Miami Heat with a score of 112-107. Donovan Mitchell contributed with 26 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. The Cavaliers clinched their postseason berth earlier than expected, as they lead the 7th-place team by 22 games. With only an average of 21 games remaining per team in the Eastern Conference, this gives the Cavaliers room to rest players dealing with injuries. This precaution is crucial to avoid setbacks before the playoffs, as they don't want to face criticism from fans online if they're not at full strength. The Cavaliers also hold an 8-game lead over Boston and a 17-game lead over the 6th-place team. They can afford to play it safe to ensure their players remain healthy. The gap is too wide for the Cavaliers to consider catching up with teams with more wins. Boston, with a 44-18 record, leads the 7th-place team by 15 games. If Miami and Orlando lose 4 games each, or if Boston wins 3 more, Boston will safely secure a playoff spot as well. This situation allows Boston to rest players, especially those with injuries, to avoid further complications. In the West, the Oklahoma City Thunder have a 16-game lead over the 7th-place team, Golden State or Minnesota. The Thunder hold the tiebreaker, and if Minnesota loses 1 game while the Thunder wins 1, the Thunder will secure a playoff spot. This will set a target number of wins to aim for in the West. Anthony Edwards faces a challenge as the teams competing for position only have a 2 or 3 game edge over him, like Sacramento, the Warriors, and the Clippers. Teams will strategize which games to focus on to improve their playoff positioning. Minnesota has 18 remaining games, while the other mentioned teams have 20 or 21 games. Anthony Edwards is also at risk of suspension due to technical fouls. An additional 2 technicals would lead to an automatic suspension, putting Minnesota at a disadvantage. Even though Sacramento lost to the Nuggets, with Westbrook scoring 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 out of 7 from the three-point area, the Clippers and Kings are tied in the standings. The Clippers have the tiebreaker, with 21 games left for both Sacramento and the Clippers. If Minnesota loses 3 games and the Clippers or Kings win 3, they'll match Minnesota's record, giving the Clippers and Kings a 2-game advantage. However, Minnesota has the advantage of longer rest periods between games compared to other teams, which places them in the top 4 for an easier schedule leading up to the playoffs. Even if they don't secure a top 6 spot, they need to aim for the top 7 or 8 to gain a twice-to-beat advantage in the play-ins.